when Potiphar's wife wanted Joseph, Joseph said, I can't do this. Potiphar has put me in charge of all of his house. I'm second in command with everything he has. I'm in charge of everything. And this is the key thing he said. How can I do this wicked thing and sin against Potiphar? He didn't say that. He said, how can I do this wicked thing and sin against God? Joseph had his eyes on God. What I'm trying to teach you tonight is that through Joseph's garments, you can see the life of the Christian, the life of the believer, how God forms us and fashions us into something great for His kingdom. You start out with the garment of favor, but after you've been blessed by God and know I'm beloved by God, He has blessed me, He puts you in a servant role. And when God puts you in a servant role, He has you doing things that nobody says thank you for. He has you doing things that you feel like nobody notices. He has you doing things that you're like, God, I'm putting all this effort in and nobody sees it. Nobody's ever saying, that's cool. Nobody's ever saying, you did a great job. You get put in this servitude mode. And what happens is, if you do it well enough, people soon take it for granted. You want to know how you're really doing a good job serving God? People stop telling you you do a good job because you live doing a good job with your ministry. And when you've done the Lord's work well and honorable for so long, you don't hear any more thank yous or that was awesome. And that's when you know you've been doing it long enough that I'm doing this for God and not for the praise of people. Because a lot of people, when they stop hearing you did an awesome job, that's when they give it up and say, nobody likes me, nobody wants to help me. But it's those that serve even when nobody's looking. It's those that vacuum the floor even when nobody knows they're the ones doing it. It's those that are praying even when nobody sees them and nobody hears them. It's those that are serving God's purpose that get to a place that Joseph's going to get to in his life. You see, his master threw him in prison. And what happens is God's favor is on his life still. And because God's favor is on his life, they put Joseph in charge of the prison. So wherever Joseph goes, he gets put in charge. That's what it's supposed to look like out in the world. Christians are supposed to be the leaders in the communities because everybody's like, you have so much wisdom, I have to put you in charge. You know everything better than me. But the problem is, with a lot of us as Christians in our lives, we don't learn how to embrace the garments of servitude. And when you don't learn how to serve and obey and follow someone else's commands, you're never prepared to lead. You see, the best leaders in all the world were the best followers in a different season of their life. If you want to be great in God's kingdom, you learn how to get behind the person in charge and follow them and make them look as good as you can.
That's right. Amen.
That's what honor is.
Yes.
What Joseph did is everywhere he went, he made the leader of that place look great. So I want you to think about your life. I want to think about where God has placed you. What can you do right now to make the person that is over you in your life look great and shiny and bright?